What's going on, guys? My name is RagingRaptor and I welcome you to a new World of Tanks related video. And today I want to talk about my final verdict of the black market in 2020. First things first, I do want to point out that this black market was much sooner in the beginning of the year than last year's black market. As far as I know, they were only 8 months apart. Which is a pretty interesting thing to notice because you knew that wargaming is going to make the black market pretty soon to dry out the credit and gold reserves that people gathered during the Christmas time and the Christmas loot boxes, as well as the Christmas bonuses where you could get a massive ton of credits. So, this is, in my opinion, totally fine and totally legit because the less credits there are in the game, the better they are, because you have to think about if you should gold or premium rounds or not. But in the end, I also have to say this year's black market, and this is like a little bit of a TLDW for the people which don't want to watch the whole video, I have to say it was underwhelming or maybe even disappointing. Because last year's black market just felt obviously much more cooler because it was something completely new. And in my opinion, it gave a lot more opportunities to a lot more people to gather on rare vehicles like the Panzer 5.4, like the Hydrostadt, like the 183, like the Foch 155, and so on and so on. And lastly, last year's black market was cooler as there were, in my just feeling wise, there were more tier 8 premium tanks out there. However, I have to say, this is slightly wrong, but also slightly right. We're coming to that in just a second because we got a great list of Dreamer78 from the EU World of Tanks Discord, which set up everything from last year's and present this year to just show off. But yeah, first things I want to talk about is the auction system. And I have to say it's a very mixed bag in my opinion. It is like a double-edged sword. It has a good side, but also a side you can cut yourself on easily. The cool thing about the auction is that in the end, it gives the ability to players which, for example, don't get home at 5 o'clock or can't get up at 5 a.m. to get some special reward vehicles. That is, in my opinion, a good thing. The only issue I have with that is that obviously those auctions, especially when it is about gold, can get pretty much out of hand. Look at the Titan 59. Obviously, Ducky might be an outliner which bid 80,000 gold, but I heard from other people which were around 100,000 gold, and the lowest bid was at 42,000, which rounds up to around 130 euros, which is a very big number. Obviously, you could say that's half the value when this is Christmas gold, where you can get a huge ton of gold just from duplicate tanks and so on. But still, it is a big chunk, and I think it is also a little bit unfair for other people which would had like the chance to get the Type 59 gold. Last year it was 25,000 credits, now it's 42,000, which is much more in my opinion. Also, some of those auctions simply felt like a ripoff, while others were like, well, that was unexpected. So yeah, auctions are, in my opinion, not an inherently flawed thing, especially if you think about them giving the opportunity for everybody to get a tank. Again, you have an 8-hour window. One thing, if Wargaming still wants to do those auctions, I would love for them to say, you know what, we're just going to do the auctions in the morning. Because there's nothing more annoying, and I got really miffed about that, to get up at 5 a.m., being totally exhausted, and then seeing it as an auction and be like, I want to punch somebody. It really felt like that. But yeah, now let's go to the things we had from last year. I'm probably going to have to, I have to a little bit go inside so you can read it properly, even though it might still be not enough. But yeah, last year we had Leichter Kampfpanzer M41 90mm GF for credits, the FCM 36 Pack 40 for credits, Type 59 gold for 25,000 gold, a Sexton 1 for 500,000 silver. Then we have the 183 for 23 million, the Alpine Tiger, which was barely sold, for 10k gold, Knaven Action X for 9 million, Hydrostadt for 6.5 million, J2 for Ausführung J for 15,000 gold. My personal gem, the Panzerkampfwagen 5.4 for 5.5 thousand gold, or 5,500 gold, I'm really stupid. Twice the T34B for 8.5 million, and lastly the Foch 155 for 25 million gold, as well as the Tier 10 camos and the IS6B. Also, this list was leaked previously and was pretty darn accurate. It might be that we also had a leak and Wargaming kind of mixed it up a little bit to don't make it too obvious, but that's about it. In total, we had 9 tanks for silver, 5 tanks for gold, and 1 times camos for gold. So that's a pretty heavy balance towards premium tanks and reward vehicles going out for credits. We had 1 tier 8, 2 tier 8s, 3 and 4 in quotation marks, but 3 tier 8s for credits, which is a pretty decent chunk, especially as still the M41 90mm is not a bad light tank. In my opinion, the Canadian Action X is still a great heavy tank. Only the T34B is a little bit of a letdown, but that's just because it got power creeped like hell. Now, this year's, just to reassure you, yes, there were a lot less tanks out there for credits, which is a downside. I really do want to point out it's a step backwards. However, it's not as bad as it might seem. Yes, again, there were a lot more tanks. Well, not a lot, but just 2 more tanks for gold, which makes half of the offers just for gold. But we had the same amount of tier 8 premium tanks out there. 8.5 for the Lansen C, 4.6 million, which was an auction for the Chrysler GF, which is far below what the Canadian Action X would have cost. And the Schwarzpanzer 58 for 4.5 million, which again is also a lot cheaper than the cheapest one of last year with 5 million. To that, we also got a pretty cheap artillery piece, an overpriced light tank. Again, this was like overpriced by 2,000 gold. We got the Canadian Action X, which was very, very low priced at 5,000 gold. Sure, it's not for credits, but then again, its listed gold price is 10,500. So that was a huge good deal if you wanted to get that tank. Obviously, also the Su-67I, shortly talking about it, it was a disaster. Wargaming screwed up. It screwed up a lot of people because there were some people out there which couldn't buy this tank because they had the Chinese tech tree tank. And last time this was an issue, they made a new offer, or the same offer again. This time it didn't. They didn't do that, which I think is a step backwards. Even though Wargaming made a mistake, we as the customer have to pay for it, which is just, it's not the right way to do it. So rethink your choices there, in my opinion. Would have been, I know it's a strong vehicle, maybe just made a second batch with less vehicles, like maximum 500 when 1,500 was the previous one. Just saying, would have been nice for the people to get, which didn't have even the option to buy it because they had the tier 4 Chinese one. Chinese number 1. But yeah, FV being actually $1 million cheaper, it is great, and the BTSV for 10 million is a little bit stupid, but I had enough credit, so I just bought it for 17 million because I'm stupid. But yeah, it's kind of awkward, and you can see down here, maybe it's a little bit hard to notice, but the gold total for last year was 67,000 and 85 million silver, while this year's gold total was 81,000 and 49 million. You could see that Wargaming definitely went towards more gold offers, which I do think is a step backwards. Please reconsider this and please think about, sure, you can make gold offers, I don't mind that, but please keep in mind that this black market is also there to sell rare vehicles. Where is the Foch 155? Did you consider selling the T22 medium? You know, those kind of things, in my opinion. Did you even consider selling something like the AE Phase 1? Obviously, you just said in the Frontline and Steel Hunter announcements that you can get it again. By the way, great job. I like that you finally said you can get this and this tank previously before anything starts. That's a huge improvement, which I have to say, very well done. Thank you very much for doing that. We also said in the CC Discord, very well done. But yeah, again, just reconsider that the black market is also for the free-to-play player, but not only for the free-to-play player, but also for the premium or the spenders, you know. This year's way too much focus on credits. Seriously. Also, where were rare vehicles, you know? you could have sold other rare vehicles. Where was the IC140 for the EU server, for example? It would have been a great credit offer. Why not sell something you never sold before, like the KV4 KTTS? It's in the files for ages. You could just sell like, I don't know, 1,500 tanks of them and see if it's performing well or not. Then again, just how some things were overpriced, like the Panhard EBR 10,000 minimum bid, and it got sold for 12,000, which is almost double the listed gold price. And I have to say, yes, it is a strong vehicle for Frontline. Yes, it is better than the Lynx. Seriously, Biggie, come on. I know you want to make money, but that was a little bit of a rip-off, in my opinion. Same goes for the Type 59 Gold, but yeah. But yeah, again, in my opinion, this year was a letdown. There were a lot cooler offers last year than this year, because this year you literally only had low-tier stats pattern OP tanks, and yeah, nothing really up top. Again, where's the Foch 155? Why didn't you consider to sell the T22 medium? And the people which say, but Raging, where is the Waffenträger, which I really want to get, yeah? No, just no. I highly doubt this tank will ever be sold again. I know there are weakened versions in the tanks.gg file, but then again, I do want to point out, I really, really do want to point out, as long as you cannot find it in here, chances are 0 that it will be sold ever. This is also why I said, why not KV4 KTTS? It is in the game files, and you could actually, on certain accounts, you can actually play it in the team training, which I actually did when I was back in the days in Silver League. But yeah, again, overall, putting everything together, in my opinion, it was a letdown compared to last year. Way too many gold offers, some weird offers like the orders. Are we starting now to make a boosting service in World of Tanks themselves? You know, it's kind of a little bit awkward. Sure, great for the people which got their new tank, but then again, it's a little bit, it's a very, very weird side. I can't really say which is good, which is bad. But yeah, my opinion on this topic, let me know in the comment section below what you think about this year's black market. Again, planning a new video maybe tomorrow or on the weekend about the sandbox. My final opinion, I still want to play some more games on it to get a good feeling on it, get every rewards which you can get, to also verify that I truly think what is good and what is bad. Quick disclaimer, most things I'm not very happy about. I see some things as good, which again I'm going to tell in that video. My name is RagingRaptor. Thank you so much for your continuous support. It's amazing to see the comments I'm getting from you, that you say I'm underrated and such stuff. It's very, very much warming my heart and really keeps me pushing onwards. Thank you so much. Really have a great time. Don't forget Valentine's Day. Get something for your Valentine, or maybe for your mother when she really cares for you. I don't know. See you guys. Cheers. My name is RagingRaptor.